Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It is Monday. Monday, I go through all the things that I have been working on through the week and I gather them around me in this mountain, and my room's kind of messy. I cleaned it a little today. I did, it's just a little. But yeah, and I surprise myself and I show everybody what I've dabbled with throughout the week. If you're new here, hi! This is a yarn channel. Yarn, knitting, crocheting, stories, antics, and just all around having fun. And if you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining in. Like, share, subscribe. That's what YouTube says is really important. Okay, it's Monday. It is the holidays. I mean, tomorrow, the 12th, is my son's birthday, right? So, yeah, I had to figure out, he's 28, my middle guy's 28, he'll be 28 tomorrow, not today, but, I'm proud of myself with the things that I've worked on, and his birthday kind of comes in because I make socks every year for the kids for Christmas, right? You know, I mean, they're not children, obviously, he's turning 28 tomorrow, but he's still my baby, yeah, you know, so I make socks every year, and then sometimes I get this wild hair. And I think, hey, it's a good idea. I should go ahead and make Christmas socks for Christmas and birthdays. My kids, if you're new here, their birthdays are November, December, and January, which is fine. But if I plan on making birthday and Christmas socks, and then I make Christmas socks for not only them, but also their spouses, children don't get the socks. Nope, that is way too much. Kids lose their stuff. I make them other things. But I get a little wild hairy once in a while. And he earlier in the year asked me, and I'm not 100% sure if he's serious or not, but with my child, there's just no telling, right? He wanted me to make him a pair of sparkle socks. I'm like, oh, shut up. I'll make you sparkle socks. I love doing the sparkle yarn. He probably wanted them to match the ones that I've made for his wife, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. I've got yarns of all colors. So I'm like, yes, I'll make sparkle socks. And I'm on a time crunch if I decide to give him a pair of socks for his birthday, because it's tomorrow. So this is what, you know, Christmas socks, right? I mean, you've seen me show these for a while, and then last week I'm like, I don't want to work on socks. I'm done. I have enough for Christmas socks, but not for Christmas and birthday. But I'm done. I don't want to. But his birthday's tomorrow, maybe. So I'm not done with my second sock, but I'm really super proud. Drop the ball of yarn's connected on something else. Look at that. Last week I was right here. I did all of this. Okay. I met up with some of my friends, and I brought some yarns and everything. Oh, I showed them the arcane yarns that I got. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I grabbed a bag and I put one, because I've got 2 of 6 different colors, but I put one of each one in there and went and did show and tell, because isn't that what we do? And then I had this in my purse. And, you know, I also brought another ball of yarn and some needles to start something new, because I didn't want to work on socks. And they kind of talked me into, just, come on, we're sitting here, we're having fun, just, you got this, work on them. You know, they started doing my speech at me, right? You've got this, it's okay, you're so close. But look, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty proud. I see an end. I mean, I am on the straightaway. The gusset's done way back here, right? It is on the straightaway. It's close. You know, I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. Look at that, right? I can see a light. That's not that much more. So I'm excited. But if I decide I want to do something crazy, that means I'm gonna be up late. Cause yeah, I think my saving grace, sad for him, is his family's been sick. So, you know, going over, dropping things off or what have you, I don't know. You know, I don't know. But I'm going to try to get him done. And I might try to give him to him for his birthday. I don't know. Why do I do these things? Anyway, I got progress. I did it. It's not done, but it's a whole lot closer, because I didn't think they were going to get until after Christmas. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, I'm done with the socks. Because you know why? There's so many fun things to work on. There are. I grabbed color. You know, you've seen me doing a lot of knitting lately. I do both. I knit and I crochet, right? And a long time ago, I used to do some weaving, but that is a long time ago. But I do both. And I grabbed my Big Twist colors because I've got so many bright, beautiful colors. Joann's Big Twist yarn, it's their value yarn. Regular price is $4.49 a skein. They've always got sales, so you can always get it for a little bit less. And I started a blanket. Want to see my bright, pretty blanket? I'm loving it. I gotta doing my ends. That's okay. I will get the ends done. That's not a problem. Look at this. It's a big square. It is a combination of the virus shawl, you know, the virus pattern, and granny square. It's the first time that I've done that. And I had some difficulties with how many stitches to put in. No joke. So I started doing with the granny square, and I grabbed somebody else's shawl pattern, a free pattern, you know, that they did that, and turned it into a square. And that's where I got that red and that maroon. And then I found Fiber Spider's tutorial. He's got a five-part crochet tutorial on this, right? And started to go from there. And I got this first row of yellow on there, and then I put on the next row of granny squares, and I did it exactly like he said, but I got way too many stitches. It's just too roughly. And even when he was talking about it, people were commenting in the comments, at least that's what he said, I didn't read them all, but that, you know, it was just too many stitches. But it worked for him, and it did, and it looked great. But for me, there was too many stitches. So I offset it, because, you know, we're crafters. We've got this. I offset it, and you'll notice on this sparkly group right here, that's, oh, there you go. That's the big, there you go. Now you can see it. That's that Big Twist sparkle yarn. Okay, I'll put it back up close. So double crochet, that's your regular granny, regular granny, regular granny. These are triple crochet, then I did the double and then triple. And the reason I did that is I wanted to elongate the stitches. I didn't delete any stitches, you know, I didn't reduce as far as that goes. I left it the way it was, but I wanted to make it taller to where it wouldn't ripple as much. It's okay. And then I did some course correcting when I got back into the other rows of the virus, and it does lay flat. It does look nice. That center part does have some texture and ripple, and that's pretty cool. It's kind of unique. I like it, and I'm really close to getting this one done. What I'm wanting to do is to send this for the Camp Boggy Creek blanket donations, and I'll be sending this with my other blanket, and I got to get a big box. I want to send them all. I think I need to get a pirate ship account. Everyone's saying that's so much less expensive to send things, and a big old box and stuff however many I can get in there. I'm pretty sure I can get another blanket done, so I'd like to send a couple of them and squish them in and what have you. But the size requirements are wide, 35 to 40 inches wide, and 40 to 50 inches long. So a 40-inch square. And this is over 30 inches right now. Not really sure the exact measurements because I measured it over my lap and, you know, whatever. So I don't have the exact measurements, but I'm close. You know, I think not that much farther, right? I'll measure, make sure that it fits within the parameters and everything. But how exciting. And I just like those colors. It's fun and it's happy to me. So I've already got another one in here. I want to make another one. And after doing this, I know I can make it flat. And I'd like to do it rectangle as opposed to square. And that way, I think it'll be easier for me to hit that sweet spot of somewhere between 35 and 40 wide and 40 to 50 long. And I just want to make a rectangle one. You know, the squares are great, but I just want to do the same concept in that and see how that turns out. So I got my crocheting hooks out again. I mean, that's fun, right? You know, I mean, you can't have all knitting or all crocheting, well, unless that's all you do, and then of course you can. But I wanted to do both. You know, I did do some other crocheting throughout the week before I grabbed onto that and everything. Let's see. If you follow on Thursdays, we do the things we're making Thursday and picking out a free pattern each month, and everybody makes the same pattern, and then we have different takes on it for yarns and materials, etc. And this month is a beautiful crochet snow globe ornament, and next month, the rest of the year, or the next year, it's going to be a theme, right? So it'll be, if you're doing ornaments, like, so I'm turning this one into just straight up ornaments. Yes, I made the beautiful snow globe ornament. Doesn't that look like a gumball machine to you? I mean, you can put all sorts of little colored balls and everything in there. Oh, you get the little the little buttons and beads, and you sew on the beads and everything, and you can turn it into a gumball machine like that. And then you can have that. You can have some snowballs on some gumball machines and put that on your tree if you want to. Lots of different options. So this month I'm planning on doing other ornaments, Christmas ornaments, crochet, knit, doesn't matter, right? Other ornaments. One thing that I did notice and found out, I used kitchen cotton for that. And it was just because it was sitting there and it was the color I was looking for, and I couldn't find the acrylic in that color, and just whatever. You know how that goes. And it's perfect. It has a good heft to it. It keeps its shape really well. It is perfect. And then somebody else down in my comments was talking about how cool would that be to make these as coasters. You make a bunch of them using the kitchen cotton, and they're coasters. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. And then if you wanted it bigger, you can make it bigger because it's that same typical pattern for increasing to keep it flat. Add a couple more rounds. There you go. I believe it's like 6, 12, 18, something like that, right? We know how to do the increases, the typical increases to keep something flat. And then, look at that and just go over an extra stitch. Easy, easy. You can make it bigger if you wanted to do them as coasters. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion. I can't remember who suggested it, but oh my gosh, thank you. That's perfect. Yeah, so I thought that was fantastic. So that's a finished one. I know, it's tiny, but I finished something. I did, let's see. Oh, I got another finished project. I do. I made a hat. I did. Look at my hat. This is my Scrappy hat. This is one of those things that I keep talking about using the leftover sock yarns. And holding oh my gosh, that's just stunning. Look at that. Using the leftover sock yarns and holding them double and fading in from one to the next and letting the yarn do the talking. And then I added, look at that. I have my very own Another Yarn tags. Isn't that cool? My friend Coral got them for me. She made my logo, and then she also got me some tags, and I am so thankful. And these are so much fun. You've got yarn, you've got beautiful yarns, you've got leftovers. You're like, what do I do with all of this? Do something like this. Do a Scrappy project. Get the ones that semi-match. I joke because my yarns kind of fight with each other. There are so many patterns, if you wanted to go searching on Ravelry, that have that beautiful Scrappy projects, both knit and crochet, and how you can do things. And one of them, I remember one of my friends sent it to me about a year or so ago, and it was a beautiful hat, and it was just such a gorgeous fade and everything. It's like, oh, you can take your scraps and everything and you can do this. And I'm like, oh no, her scraps were just like, you went to the store and you bought it specifically for that purpose, that type of a thing. Mine are like fighting, it's just the colors and everything. I guess I like a lot of color, and they don't always go well together, right? And my fingering weight yarns, I have the fingering weight hand-dyed yarns and stuff as far as that goes. And then I've got all the stuff that I make socks with that's a little bit more hard wearing and just lovely. And I like all the colors and the patterning, and that's what has created this. I think I used 5 different balls, and I didn't use all 5, all of each 5, but I did use all of 2 of them, and a good partial of the third. But I used a lot of that, and I weighed this, and it was like 67 grams. Nice. And all these just little tiny balls that what do you do with them, right? They're perfect. So I had a lot of fun with that. And yeah, that was there you go as far as finished projects. I have a lot that I've been working on. Obviously the blanket's almost done, and oh, I am still working on my October Mystery Yarn Challenge cardigan. I know. I did finish the October Mystery Yarn Challenge. I did submit it's not like you're going to get yelled at or anything, but I did finish things with the yarn. But the one thing that I wanted to get done, and I started because, ambition, the whole biting off more than we can chew. And what were you thinking of? Yeah, that's what I did. I decided that, towards the end of the year when everything else is going on, I was going to start to make a cardigan for me. Yeah. Okay. It wasn't the brightest move on my part. And if you're following, I also had to finish up my husband's sweater, which I finally did. Yes, I did. So, and he loves it. But I did get this. I do have one sleeve done. Okay, yeah, I didn't cut the yarn yet, but I have one sleeve completely done with this. This particular pattern is called Harvest. It's by Tin Can Knits. I've made a couple of patterns by her, and it's wonderful. It is one of those that if you haven't made a garment and you want to make a knit garment, I highly recommend that you follow and you look at some of her things. She has a simple collection. I mean, that's what she calls it, you know, her simple collection. And she does a lot of things to go through, like with this, with the detail, you know, you're picking up right there. And you have a lot of finishing touches. It's very simple. It doesn't look simple. It looks more complicated, but the patterns go from extra small to double, triple, extra large. So you've got a wide range of sizes, you know, child sizes all the way to big boy, big girl sizes, right? And there's tutorials, there's links, there's descriptions, and it really helps you to feel confident in making garments and working on that. So I have gotten a little bit more. I do have one sleeve done. If you've been following, you know the sleeves are the thing that stall me. Yes, they do. So I do have one sleeve done. That's exciting. I will get the needles in the other one, but for some reason my 8s are being used right now. I'll get it. Yes, I have needles. I'll do it. I got it. So that's pretty good though. I mean, to not let it just completely languish. I know I started in October, but I've made a lot since then. Or, you know, at least I told myself I have, right? I'm working on a lot of stuff. I'm having a blast. This is fun. I had another hat that I'm working on because it's that time of year to make hats. And this one is made out of a Australian wool. This is a Queensland Perth. And look at the colorway of this. Isn't that gorgeous? And then I've got the sequins. Yeah. And I'm mixing them. Want to see how it's coming along? It's not done yet, but it's growing. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And you see those sequins just starting to glitter. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is beautiful. What I don't like, because it's me, it's only me. The pattern is this one hat, two hat. It's a free pattern. I will have that link down below. And the ribbing is a 2x2 ribbing. Well, I did a corrugated rib, just like I did on my last one. And I like the way that looks, but I didn't do it very tight when I cast on. I cast on very loose. So it's curling a lot, which I get, but it annoys me. That's okay. I've convinced myself it's fine. I'm not pulling it out. And I think, you know, when you put it on, it's going to curl a little. I'm going to get up a little closer, but whatever. It'll be fine. And with the sequins and everything, it's fun. It's gorgeous. And if it really, really bothers me, I could pick up on that last edge. I could take small needles, pick up on that, and do something if I wanted to, and cast off or bind off and everything, and make it to where it doesn't curl. It's gorgeous. Like how the colors are playing. You can really see the sequins on that. And I like those colors. That right here, and that mustard and everything, and how that's flowing in. I mean, look. Isn't that stunning? Those are just fantastic. So having a blast with it. It's definitely growing. This one's slower. The pattern's not hard. It really isn't. If you want to work with lace, you can pick up on it pretty quickly. Well, I've got it memorized. This is my 3rd hat using this pattern. The problem for me on this one is this sequin yarn right here. The last one that I made was a different sequin yarn, and I didn't have a problem with that. But this is just like a little tiny chain type thing. Let me get the camera. There we go. Little tiny chain type thing, and it splits. So I have to go slow, and that's annoying. So I've set it down a lot because I want to enjoy my knitting and I want to enjoy my crocheting, and I just want to feel the fly and watch TV and talk with my husband and what have you, and not have to pay attention to making sure, especially with the lace, that I'm picking up that little tiny thread that has those sequins on it. So that's the only reason that one's taking so long. Is self-inflicted, but it's going to be gorgeous. The sequins are worth it. I think it's absolutely stunning. Yeah, so I'm having a blast with that. Yeah, lots of fun. Oh, I made some other things that were tiny. Look at this. In the Christmas theme, aren't those the cutest things? You're like, what are they? I don't know. But look at those. Isn't that adorable? they look to me like little baby mitts, you know, or little Christmas bulbs, right? And if you wanted to do a Christmas garland, you know, string up a bunch of them. I do have a purpose for these though. I made these on purpose. Our dining room table, the chairs, the chair legs, we keep getting those little felt things on them, but then they slide off, the glue doesn't work or what have you. And I'm gonna put these on the back of the chairs. So this is on the back of one chair. Now the front chairs have a big claw thing on them or whatever side to make different size little chair socks, little booties. But these are gonna go on the back. That's my idea. And I could make a different color all the way around or, you know, whatever. But I did notice that the little felt sticky things seem to be fine on the front feet, but the back feet, they keep coming off. So even if I just have these little doodads on the back, what a festive touch, right? So that's what that is. So you can do it whatever you want. These are just made up in my head, right? But what a cute little festive touch. So I got a pair of these. That's enough for one chair. It's a start. I'm just having a blast. That's what we do. We make fun of things. Or make fun of things. We make things and have fun, right? But I do think that these remind me of like Christmas lights, or like I said, the little baby, you know, if you have a newborn, a little bit small for that, but if you have a newborn, you know, those little mitts so they don't scratch their face, that's what they look like. And if you wanted to, you could easily pick up stitches here and just add a couple stitches and cast off. You could do that. You could do that with crochet or knitting. It really doesn't matter because you just want like a little bump. Or while making it, put a little nup stitch or like a little popcorn stitch, and that would represent the thumb. And then these are little mittens that you can have hanging, and you know, you have your own little garland. You make all sorts of colors, and here's your little mittens. So fun stuff. So I did some industrious things. I was having a blast this week. I really, really was. And then let's see, what else did I work on? Oh, I was working on making fingerless mitts. And I've made these before. This one right here, it's called Hook. And I made some for my husband. And this is in this book, the Men's Berroco Vintage Pamphlet number 366. And now that, I think that's like a worsted weight yarn and using whatever needles, whatever. That's not what I did. I have in the past, but that's not what I did this time. I have some more of this. This is the Queensland purse for the other hat that I made that I had those pink sequins on. I'm like, I got yarn, let's use it, you know? I got lots of yarn. But look at that. How gorgeous is that? Isn't that pretty? So what I was thinking is maybe doing one more of the diamond shape. You see how that's looking right here? Let me see if that looks better, if you can see it if I turn a light off. Okay, you can see the pop. Yeah, it's dark, but you can at least see how that cable is definitely showing. So I was looking at doing one more of those, and then just doing the ribbing at the top, not doing the separate fingers, but just a ribbing at the top. And like my husband prefers that. No, these aren't for my husband, but he prefers it that way. So when you get really cold, you can put your fingers down like that and then pop them back up when need be. And if you have separate fingers on it like the pattern shows, that's not really an option. So mitt number 1 is well over halfway done. This is the stitches right here, just on a waste piece of yarn. So then I can pick those up and I can finish off that thumb. And what I was thinking is, when you look at this yarn, obviously right here, I'm coming from the middle. And then once I finish this, I'll still be in the purples. So I could start the next mitt right here with the purples and wherever it ends up. Or I think I'm going to come from the outside and it'll be closer because it'll still have that greenish muddled yellow and everything, and going up. And then, yeah, I'm going to have blues where I didn't really have the blues here, but it's going to match a little bit more. It'll be going into to the blues and then that pink. And I think it'll be a closer match if I go from the outside of the yarn, just because of the sequencing of how those stripes work. So having fun with that. I don't know who I'm going to give them to. I mean, you know, there you go. But who doesn't love fingerless mitts and everything at that time of year for Christmas? So I do have another project that I'm working on, and there are so many hats that are just calling to me. Did I show you this one last time? I didn't make it yet, but look at this. That pattern is everywhere. Oh my gosh. And I am dying to make that one. That one right there is calling to me. I have it. And in a rare case, I actually have the printed off pattern. I normally just use it off my iPad, what have you, but I have the printed off pattern. And it is written, let's see, what is this one written as? This is talking about using 200 yards per skein, 100 grams. So like a worsted, a nice worsted yarn, and 24 stitches to 30 rounds for your 4 inches. What size needles were they having? The needles are size 5s. The ribbing is on 3s. The needles are on size 5s. And I think you could use just about any yarn size. They have the pattern written in multiple sizes. They have it, directions are for small, medium, and large. You're either casting on 100, 120, or 140. And then you do your ribbing for however long you want to do the ribbing for your hat, and then you move into that color work. And the color work, as you can see, those beautiful flowers and stuff, it starts as 20 stitches wide, you know, to encompass that entire flower. So when you're casting on your 100, you've got five of those sets going around, then 6, then 7, depending on what size you make. So if you wanted to do fingering weight or whatever weight yarn, you could, or you could, you know, just cast on more, or use a bigger weight. I think I would use a larger weight. I know that's shocking, right? Because not everything has to be done in fingering weight. I get it. It's shocking. And there's things that have been calling to me lately on colors, but we know that because I've talked about it before. Like this. Isn't that gorgeous? And this right here is the Berroco Millefori Light. And that is 50% wool, 50% acrylic, and it's 350 yards, and it is gorgeous. That is just gorgeous. And I was thinking of doing something like that with this, you know. So I've got options, right, in doing some color work, but I'm trying to finish some other things, so I've been holding off. Like, don't do it, back away, lady, you got enough. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna do something. You know, I almost started this the other day, but what stopped me, not that I care, this says it's a number 3, I think. But I don't, it's like, it doesn't seem like it's a number 3, but I think it says it is. And this one right here isn't. Yeah, this is 402 yards, and this is the 300 and something. I'd mix them. I'm gonna mix them anyway. I don't care. I don't have to follow those rules. I can do whatever I want. Said in the best childish baby voice ever. You're not the boss of me. But look at that. See, I could mix those. Sure I could. It's fine. Color work. It'd be beautiful. But that's what I was thinking. You know, wish me luck, because I'm trying to get some things done. It's that time of year. I gotta finish those socks. Yeah. Did I say my husband? My husband. I said my son's birthday's tomorrow. I mean, it is. I mean, you know, it's like, hello, it's Tuesday. I gotta make his socks. Yeah. So I've got that. Oh, and then I don't know. Did you see my husband's sweater? Did you see that? Oh my gosh, he is so happy. He has worn that so many times, and you have no idea how proud that makes me. I am so happy and so proud. His eyes light up. He has thanked me so many times for finally getting his sweater done. And we've been having really cold weather, so he had a chance to wear it because he's a warm-blooded individual. That is a wool alpaca sweater, and he's thankful. And so much so that I decided I wanted to start another sweater for him because I'm a little bit insane. And he's like, yeah, it'd be nice if I actually get it before it's warm. Oh, so yeah, he's already starting, right? So we recognize this book. Oh yeah. My Viking Knits book. I cannot pronounce that person's name who created said Viking Knits book. It is beautiful. I love the pictures. I mean, you know, they're there. Made the Papa sweater for my husband out of it and handed him the book and said, which one do you want now? And this is what he picked. So we've got, okay, so here you go. There's the Papa sweater, that nice distinguished gentleman. So that's what I made for him. And now he has picked this one. He has picked the Norse sweater. Isn't that stunning? Look at that. Okay. So that one just has that gorgeous cabling up the sleeve, and the rest of it is very easy, very comfortable, just knitting. Here's another picture, right? So you can see that, just very simple. You don't have any shaping or anything along that line, and it goes up into the crew neck. So that is the one that he has picked. And I was lucky enough, I'll say it, lucky enough, unlucky for the store, but I think the store owner was getting ready to retire and everything. So a local yarn store went out of business. Sad day. They had a lot of Noro, and all their Noro was 50% off before they went out of business. And Noro is pricey. That's a good way to put it. My husband has been wanting a Noro sweater for decades, literally decades. The first time that he saw Noro, and there's just no way that that was going to be impossibility at all. Not at all. So, you know, decades later, kids out of the house, 50% off, there you go, right? So they had enough of the Noro Ito in one color to make him a sweater. And it's the color that if he would have had all the choices, he would have picked anyway. So really happy about that. So I started, and I'm starting on the sleeves. That's right. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the stitch definition of that with that cable. Isn't that gorgeous? Hey, notice there's no needles? There's a reason. Yeah. So I swatched. I did swatch like this big. I just little tiny swatch and everything. And then did swatches on 8s, right? This beautiful, gorgeous Aran weight yarn on 8s. And then I got some size 6s and I did the cuff and everything. And look at that. Look. You know, isn't that nice? Yeah. So surprisingly, he's got smaller wrists and everything, whatever. But, you know, tried this on him and I said, well, what do you think? And he's like, oh, it feels a little big. I get it, you know, okay. So, and he's like, well, can you fix that? And I'm like, yeah, by pulling it all out, all of it. Just so all of it. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. All of that with the beautiful cables. So that's why this doesn't have needles in it, because I'm going to pull it out, but I wanted to at least show you I started it and pull it out. So then here's try number 2. I'm tangling up my balls of yarn over here. Oh yeah, look, see, I got balls of yarn. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I should tell you about it. This is, like I said, Noro Ito. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'll just read it to you. That's hard to see. Noro Ito, 100% wool. It is plus or minus 200 grams, 400 meters, 100% wool and hand wash. Don't dry, don't bleach, don't, all the don'ts, just don't. Just hand wash it and just lay it out. There you go. It's wool. Leave it alone. And it is stunning. This is Lot F color 12 because that's how Noro does their things. It does have a little dry cleaning symbol. It has an F with a, I don't know what that means. So whatever. I'm not going to dry clean it. So I started in on another one. So this one has the needles. Yes, it does. Right. And look at the cable. Now it is, I just did this tighter, right? I did tighter on the cuff itself. This is still the same size needle. It doesn't look like it is, but it is. So we'll see how that works. But look how that pops. So for everyone that talks about it, I am working on the sleeve first. So we'll see how that works. And let's see. Just so I wouldn't, I got the second sleeve. See, this is where my size 8s are at. So I even started the second one. And let me see, where am I at? There, do I have cables on this one? Yes, I do. I started the cable part too. I'm not very far on this one. So I got the little cable just starting there and then that. So they're not going to be, you know, this is Noro. It's not going to be like stripe per stripe. The Noro does its own thing. But that is beautiful. It's a little tighter in the cuff the way he wanted it. And I think I ended up doing 4s on the cuff to get it grouped in tighter the way that he needed it. And then away I go. I'm doing the increases per the pattern, doing those cuffs first. And I'm very familiar with the technique on how this one goes and it gets constructed. If you've ever made a wonderful wallaby knit sweater, that one starts, and you put a pouch on that one, but you don't have to, right? But you do the sleeve separate, just like I'm doing here. Then you do the body, and the body all the way up to the underarms. And then you get a really long needle, and then you bind off like 5 or 6 or whatever the pattern says, depending on your yarn, you know, at the underarms for the sweater part and for your arm, and then pick up all the other sleeves and all the other stitches and you're going around all of them. And then you do your raglan decreases right here. That's it, right? And then up to whatever neck treatment that you decide to do. It's the same that I'm doing with my angel sweater, that I have the sleeves done and I've got the body portion up to there on the angel sweater. And then you pick up all the stitches. Now the nice one for me on this is the cable, it's semi more predictable. We'll see. So really enjoying that. I do have his sweater on the needles. A little bit of a misstart being that I have 3 sleeves. 3 sleeves. Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, I'm enjoying it. He is going to absolutely love it. And he's wanted this sweater literally for decades. At least 20 years he has wanted a Noro sweater. So I'm going to finally be able to get him that and to make him that. And the nice thing is my skills have improved over the last 20 years. Go figure. So it'll be something that he'll be proud to wear on top of wearing, you know, that type of thing. So my skills have increased. And I mean, you've been doing something for over 20 years. Your skills are going to get better. And mine have. So I'm looking forward to working on that, adding a little bit more for him and watching that grow and be a little better. And then if you have noticed too, I have started the Arnie and Carlos, the stocking, the Christmas stocking knit along. I'll have a video on later on for that because I haven't done that. I'm trying to do 2 days every day until I finally catch up. So maybe by the end of the week, I'll be caught up. And I just started that. And after a week and everyone else is into it, it started on the 1st of December, and every day 6 more rounds are added to the stocking. Yeah. So I'm a little insane. I decided I would do that, and that'll be done by Christmas Eve. So, you know, just wonderful stuff. So stay tuned and watch for that one because I'll have something later on. Who knows what time those videos will pop. Those are going to pop at whenever they pop because that's just how that works. So we'll see how that goes. But what do you think? This is this week. I don't think I missed anything as I'm looking around, you know, because I try to stack everything right here. That's what I've been working on. It's been fun. Wish me luck on those socks. Yeah, that's something right there. I think I'm going to try. Yeah, I got this. It's okay. I got this. I can do it. I can do it. All right, everybody. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.